Hey guys, and welcome to this recording of videos and games. I never really know how to open these. But hey, we're here. I know what's on the screen isn't actually looking like Project Balance. I have been hitting a small wall when doing the designs and videos for Project Balance. Kind of the reason why I haven't been on in a whole bunch lately. So I'm taking just a small break from recording videos for Project Balance. I'm still working on that project. It's just I need to take a small break from recording videos for it because it's just not working out properly. There's a lot of things about just character designing that I'm not too familiar with because I spent like the majority of my college and time just learning environment modeling and 3D modeling in general in the aspect of making rocks, trees, props, weapons, vehicles, all that type of stuff that I never really spent any actual time in the character design classes. And so I'm just spending time now actually learning more about character design. I took one digital sculpting class just to improve like digital sculpting for rocks and trees and things like that, but not so much for characters. So I'm trying to improve my knowledge in that aspect of character designing so that I have a better understanding how to showcase the character and to create Kara in the game and to show her properly in the environment and things like that. So all things that I need to learn anyways. So in the meanwhile, though, I am starting new projects. I am starting this project called my DieselPunk project. If you don't know what DieselPunk is, pretty much think of it in the same way as steampunk, where it's about mankind using steam to power everything. In this version, it's diesel again, which is very similar to our modern day, but in the way that we're not trying to go anywhere past diesel production. We're just using diesel to power everything. We're not trying to create water powered dams. We're not trying to create solar energy, wind turbines, or any of that. We're just using diesel. It's what if humanity decided to use nothing else but diesel? So, in that same vein, I decided to create a uh, how do I describe this game? A ship to ship dogfight arcade style game where you play as this player ship right here and you fight enemy ships that are coming at you across the screen. And it's those simple dogfighting Galaga type inspired games with some of that roguelike combat that has been quite much that has been very popular a lot with app games and just fun little short games that players enjoy and just enjoy playing every now and then. And this is what I'm doing. So it's based off DieselPunk. Pretty much you are this ace fighter pilot who's going around like 5 key points during a war and destroying giant ships, factories, things like that. A very simple dogfight Galaga type of video game. So there are always games that I've enjoyed playing. I've always enjoyed playing Galaga. Like if I talk about one of the first games I ever played, Galaga is one of many arcade style games that I grew up playing. So I thought, why not go back to that root of me and create that Galaga, that arcade style game that I remember playing. Actually, I remember playing Galaga and Centipede actually at a dentist's office, which was very weird, but like it was one of the things that they had in the waiting area for kids to play. There was this playground made into the wall and then an arcade machine to play Galaga and Centipede, and I would spend my time playing Galaga and Centipede while my sis would get a cavity filled. I know, weird memories, but memories nonetheless that I have of video games. So this is my rendition of the player ship model. I designed it to look very smooth, clean, and sleek. That way to give it the idea in the player's mind that yes, this is me, this is the good guy ship. This is who I play as. This isn't who I play as the enemy ships. Because in a lot of those games where like Galaga or a game I'm playing called Skyforce Reloaded, is the ship models, the enemy and player ship models look very the same, just different colors. So I wanted to create it where it was, no, they're going to be different colors, but different designs as well, because they're different ships. They're different cultures, they're different people, they're different races, or however way I want to put it. In this game, they're different people, they're all on Earth, but they're different cultural backgrounds that led them to create their ships. So in the friendly forest, it's very sleek, it's very clean. There's still this giant, kind of took some inspiration from like muscle cars that have those giant air intake manifolds. So this giant manifold here with these giant exhaust ports that are going to shoot out the black fumes of smoke. This nice beefy gun system and missile system, all these fun things to create a player ship. And then as we go down, we go into instantly enemy ship designs where it's very more angular, very rough around the edges, and looks more menacing and threatening. And these are very common, actually. These were very common techniques in older games when you're trying to show this is the bad guy, so I'm going to give him a very pointy chin and a very thin, angular face. And same things go into when you're designing the difference in ships and weapon models or character models or environments, is you want to create a harsh difference between them. That way the player instantly knows, I'm in enemy territory. Am I sneaking around, or am I just bombarding them? It helps gives the player an idea of where they are at and who they are facing. And in this case, they're facing an enemy culture that has very angular designs. This is actually a blast cannon that's going to shoot giant Tesla electrical beams up into the player's way. So they have to like destroy these so that they can progress through the lever without getting smushed against the beam wall. And it's got same muscle car look with that manifold and these exhaust ports that are going to shoot off smoke. We have a bomber here that's going to drop off these little tiny mines that are going to get in the way of the player, so the player has to blow up the bombers before they lay too many mines, blow up the mines in case they want, or fly around them, all sorts of things like that to create very fun maneuverability and object awareness for the player. As well, we have these drones that are going to kind of cause an issue for the player. These drones are like RC controlled drones that are just going to smash into the player ship to try and damage the player's health bar and armor points. So while they're trying to avoid these bombs, these electrical beams, destroy these bombers, they're also trying to destroy these drones, or they're just trying to smash into them. And then last but not least, we need, well, not last but not least, we have another model over here, but here is the contrasting enemy's fighter pilot that is going to be flying around trying to shoot the enemy and just cause havoc for them. They're going to kind of follow the Galaga route where they kind of stay on the screen, and they're going to constantly try and like mimic the player's movements and shoot at them and just cause mayhem for the player. Then lastly but not least, the final lastly but not least, is this tank model that I have here. This character model, this tank is just going to roll across the bottom of the screen and go off then back on, and just kind of constantly a tank model will roll around on the screen, and the player will have to try and destroy it because it's just going to be bombarding the player with these twin cannon fire. And I'm just so excited for this game because the tank model is going to be fun to have, like rolling around trying to shoot up at the player. These ships just flying around the screen, and it's going to be a fun game to make. And not to say the balance wasn't a fun game to make, and I don't still want to make that game. I am making that game. It's just I wanted to create something that was going to be easier and more lighter on the workload for me right now, because things in my life are a little busy, a little crazy right now. So I needed a smaller, easier project to work on currently, and this is that project. It's a lot easier to work on. It's less stress inducing than this giant AAA quality game that I'm trying to make. This is just a AA quality game or a single A quality game. It's more along that indie development cycle where I thought of the gameplay and the mechanics for it, and now I'm working on the storyline and things like that. So next video I'll be showcasing a lot of the environment model pieces that I've made, and what it what differences there are in designing an environment piece for a 2D slash 3D game versus a full 3D game. So fun things to look forward to. More things coming in the future. Sorry I've been so late on videos lately. Hopefully I'll be able to get back on track on recording my videos as things start to die down in my personal life. In other more exciting news, I'll be posting a link to this video on my Facebook page. The link for that will be in the description below. And that Facebook page will have more updated information for all my fans or followers of the channel. So feel free to go and like that Facebook page and keep up to date on everything that's going on. I'll try and even post things like, hey, sorry I didn't post a video this week. Here's what's going on though that I'm doing, and this is what's happening, so that you guys can stay up to date on the production pipeline in the video game industry. I love this channel because I have the ability to actually showcase what happens in actual game development for people who are interested in that stuff. And there's more of that coming. There's actually some hopes to collaborate with some other people that I know in different industries and in different works of life to kind of bring them into the channel to kind of showcase some fun things that are happening out there. So please stay tuned. Lots of exciting stuff that I'm working on behind the scenes. I know my channel is like super small, but I'm doing so many things to kind of grow this channel and grow this audience and grow the people. So continue commenting, and subscribing. I want to hear from you guys. I want to see who's out there, who's interested, all of that stuff. So as always, see you guys in the next video.